Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the Oh Snap Podcast, hosted by Snap Duo. If you're returning, welcome back, and for anyone new here, my name is Vincent.
And I'm Reese. Today we are going over decision making and get into our segment, Snapped.
Dun dun dun. But first, let's get into our weekly recap.
Wonderful. Shall we start with Halloween?
'Cause if it's in love.
It's so strange that that's the song you think of when you think of Halloween.
What song do you think of?
Dun, 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 dun. That song.
Sure.
So we hope everyone enjoyed our Halloween segment last week.
If you didn't go and watch it, it's not too late. It's not Thanksgiving yet, so go and watch it.
We had a lot of fun. I think it was like 2 a.m. while we were filming that.
Yes.
And let's talk about our Halloween. We started the morning at breakfast with my mom and my dad Mike in Orange. That food was bomb.
Yeah, it used to be a Ruby's, and now it's...
Yeah, Streamline Diner? Steamline? I don't know.
Steamline, yeah, sure.
And then headed over to see our nephew Sebastian. I can say it now.
Yes, sir.
Celebrate his first Halloween. He was a bat and he was adorable.
It's freaking bats.
So we got to see my best friend Kayla and Freddie and baby Sebastian. And then why don't you take over for the rest of the day?
Then after that, we just stayed home with family.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't dress up like anything, though.
No, but we got to go trick-or-treating with...
We had plans to dress up like something, but it just didn't work out. So, but we did that. Passed out candy with our nephews and nieces.
Yes.
And,
Ryder.
Yeah. He was, what is it called? Sully,
and Leo was
Mike Wazowski.
And Phoenix was Minnie Mouse.
Minnie Mouse, yes.
And they were adorable.
Yep.
Very calm.
Cool
Halloween
and collective.
with our nieces and nephews. I swear my favorite era, this has been our favorite era of our life so far, is being auntie and uncle.
What's your Roman Empire?
Being auntie and uncle. I've waited for this forever.
Yes, so that was a lot of fun.
And Nina. I'm also a Nina.
Yeah.
Can't forget about that.
And did you already see we went trick-or-treating and stuff?
Kind of, I think.
Yeah.
But we did.
And that was our Halloween. Pretty calm, cool, and collective.
Watched Halloween and went to bed. Oh, and ate candy. A lot of candy.
We stole some candy from Ryder. He forgot his bucket of candy.
It was just sitting there. They had already gone home.
It's okay.
Marina, if you're listening to this, we're so sorry.
It's all good.
You need candy, we'll buy you some.
Yeah. And so that was our Halloween.
Yes, it was.
And then Friday, we went to a football game. Your Papa's football game. It was the first game of CIF, which, if you don't know, it's kind of like their championships or their playoffs for like baseball to see who's going to be in the World Series. So it was the first game
and the last. We
were hoping that it was going to go a little bit better, but yeah.
You know, things happen. It was a great team, and my papa was fantastic, as always.
Was not his fault.
Was not his fault.
He did fantastic, like always.
And it was a great time. We spent time with Dad and Anthony and the rest of the fam. And
win or lose, at least we all get to be together. So.
And we're his biggest fan.
Yeah.
So that was Friday. Oh, and we went to Denny's after. I know everyone loves when I talk about my Denny's. Yeah,
and I got a chicken sandwich from there.
Very strange.
I don't recommend the chicken sandwich at all.
I got, I tried to get strawberry pancake puppies with a side of home
Why do
potatoes.
They call them puppies?
No clue.
Very suspect.
Makes no sense. And they came out and they were definitely chocolate. So I told her server, I was like, hey, these are chocolate, not strawberry. And she's like, no, those are strawberry. And I was like,
if those are strawberry, those things are burned.
And so I took a bite out of it. And I was like, no, this is definitely chocolate. And it was not the vibe.
No.
So we handed them back to her. She looked at them. She goes, these are definitely chocolate. And I went, yeah. She was so nice.
They stopped selling the strawberry ones.
Yeah, but I guess she didn't know. And it's not on their menu.
No.
So she traded those out for some bacon.
Yeah.
And Anthony got his famous milkshake that he gets
Can't go wrong.
everywhere we go.
Can't go wrong with bacon.
And just to top it off, because Dad gets the same thing every time he goes there, he got a side of pancakes, a side of 4 bacon strips, and potatoes.
Yep.
And we ended our night. We went back to their house for a little bit and hung out with Papa and called it a night.
That was our Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Saturday we
had a lot of mixed things that were supposed to be going on Saturday.
Yeah, we had some plans, and then we didn't have plans. And
we had plans with Mom, but then she thought she broke her elbow
Yeah, and so we didn't do anything with her, and so we ended up going to a Day of the Dead celebration in downtown Riverside.
And let's just preface it by saying we did not know that we were going to a Day of the Dead celebration. We thought we were going to like a farmer's market for Day of the Dead, which we did.
We did.
But then we turned a corner and we looked, and they had at least 5 blocks? No, more than 5 blocks.
It was a lot.
Like 10 blocks?
Not 10 blocks.
8 blocks?
I think there was 3 or 4 blocks.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
Okay, question for blocks. Okay, so like you're on 10th Street and then you're on 11th Street. Is that a block?
Yes.
Okay, well, it was a lot more than 5 blocks or 3 blocks then.
Oh.
Yes, because at the very end it was 12th Street as far as I could see, and we stopped at 14th Street. That's where we turned around, was 14th Street. And we had already been walking for a minute.
I have video on there that I will show right now.
Yes.
But, well...
So we were not meaning to do that on Saturday, but that's what ended up happening, and Mom did not break her elbow. Thank you, Jesus. She has something called tennis elbow that no one's ever heard of before. Are you adding the footage in?
Yeah,
Maybe.
But I'm trying to figure out, let's see. So the whole thing started on...
Now he's going to try. We will look this up later.
Yeah, we'll look it up later, but
and I will prove to you.
From what I can see now, I'm right.
No, you're not. No, you are not, and you know you're not right. And you know what? I have a computer in front of me. So...
Whatever.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun, though. We saw a lot of it was a beautiful celebration. We walked through a park, and people had kind of like their own setup of people who they've lost, and it was a really beautiful thing to see. So if you ever, for next year...
6 blocks.
Whatever. Next year, if you don't have anything already planned, definitely go down to the downtown Riverside Day of the Dead, if they do have it.
Yes. And then we went out to eat afterwards, and that food was delicious.
Diggity.
Delicious.
Where'd we go? It was
Patron.
El Patron.
In downtown Riverside, and it was so
good.
Bomb.
Yep.
And then on Sunday...
we relaxed.
We did nothing.
Nothing.
Which is nice.
Nada.
And we barely ever have time to do nothing.
Yeah.
And in between all of that and the rest of the week, we have been very, very busy booking Christmas minis. If you haven't booked yours yet, our time slots are filling up.
Yes, sir.
And we are blessed.
And we'll talk a little more about that after.
Oh, we're blessed, and go book yours.
Yes.
And I think that wraps up our weekly recap.
Yes. So now we're going to get in sort of our decision-making process.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay,
Lay it
so
on me.
The first question that I have is, what is our decision-making process?
I think we're going to have like different answers for this.
Normally...
Can I go first?
Sure.
Normally, Vincent has an idea and it gets done after consulting with me. And then I have an idea. Vincent tweaks it to how Vincent likes it, and then it gets done.
Yeah. And
he goes, yeah, okay, so maybe we don't have a...
Well, a lot of times I will be doing something, and I can be doing something so stupid, like picking something up off the ground, whatever, and then all of a sudden I get an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sit there and I think about it, and I'm like, okay. Then I'll go into the room or wherever you're at, and I'll bring it up to you, and I'll kind of have a little game plan for what it is. And then we kind of just go back and forth on different ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes my idea will be here, and then Reese will go, oh, but what about this? And then together, we make a pretty good decision, I think.
I would say, though, in our business, just because it works this way and I feel like it works best for us, you are the final say of what happens.
I think I'm just picky.
I am too, to an extent, but you, I think, not, I would say, I guess, in our personal life too, but I feel like you are like very detail oriented. Like all of the details have to be exactly to plan. You know what I mean? But I 100% think that we bounce off of each other. Like a decision we make for our business is never just like one idea. That's it. It's like it starts with something little and then we just bounce off each other.
Because I never like going to like you said, everything has to be perfect or whatever. I hate going to events or things that somebody else planned and it doesn't look right. And it doesn't feel right. The energy's off.
Yeah.
Just everything's off. That stuff ticks me off.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you have control over, I feel like why not do it, the best that you can.
Yeah. Sorry, I hope you can't hear that. My phone is vibrating.
Yeah.
But I would say overall, we bounce off of each other.
Oh, yeah.
It always starts as something small, and then we just kind of bounce until it grows.
We actually have a couple of things right now. 2 things. We're not announcing them, but we have 2 things that we are currently bouncing ideas off of.
Yes. I had to think about
that we will let you know early next year, which is about
I would say
early next year. About 2 months or so. So stay tuned. But yeah. So my second question is...
Sorry.
No, you're good. What do we do if we have a disagreement about a possible decision?
It happens.
What do our fights look like?
Okay. For one, we do not fight.
No, sir. We have conversations.
We have conversations.
We are grown-ass adults.
Correct. We do not fight over anything, really, in general. But especially when it comes to the business, I think that we do have arguments just because of how passionate we both are in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But if we do have a disagreement, I think it's usually at this desk. And we kind of just, again, like I said, bounce off of each other. Okay, well, why do you think that's a bad idea? Explain. Okay, I understand that, but what about this? And you know what I mean? We like go back and forth, kind of like a therapy session.
And there's sometimes where Reese is pretty set on a decision that she thinks is right. And, some people, they'll just kind of go, okay, we could try that. But and sometimes it does happen. But other times I'll just go, I don't think it's going to work.
That ticks me off.
I don't think it's going to work,
Sometimes I feel like it's very rare, but there are times where you just have to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And we've done that multiple times. But I feel like overall we figure out how to compromise in a way that we're both happy.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's just no compromise. And that's okay with business. If there's no compromise, you just kind of have to like lay it to bed.
Just lay it to bed for that day or that week and come
check
back
in
at a
on
different
it,
time.
See if anyone's budged a little bit.
Let the water cool.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's how it is. We just bounce off of each other. And sometimes we find a mutual agreement. Sometimes we just have to
agree to disagree.
Correct. I'm so sorry. There is a hair on your microphone. Do you see it? It's really been bugging me. Thank you. I had spider webs on this one when
That's what it probably is, yeah.
Yeah.
From the Halloween episodes. Make sure you go watch it.
Yep.
The next question.
Oh, yeah, not real spider webs.
No. We're in here every day. So
yes.
Spiders don't have a chance.
No.
Do we consider the risks before making a decision?
Every single time. Pros and cons. And that's with everything. I mean, that's with the content that we put out. These podcasts. That's why we have editing afterwards. That's with deciding if we're going to do certain weddings and what we're going to pass on. Not just weddings, but shoots. I feel like every single decision that we make, we have to really think through.
Yeah, we have to, because you don't want to make the wrong decision and then you have to pay, the consequences for it.
Right.
Or, you tick certain people off or, anything like that. You always want to make sure. But we miss sometimes. sometimes we'll do something and we already thought about risks, but we didn't think about that specific risk or that.
And we've thought of like 20 risks, but
Yeah.
that was the single one that we didn't think of.
Yeah. And then,
But there's really nothing you could do about it. It turns it into a learning experience.
yeah, everything's a learning experience.
Because there has been some situations where we will do something and we're like, man, but what if we would have done this instead?
Yeah.
Or we didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like we do try our best to weigh out the negatives and positives of every situation that we're put in.
Yeah. The next question is, what was the hardest decision we've had, and why did we or did we not do it?
That's a good question.
My answer is
let me know what your answer is.
Was to start.
Oh, well, yeah.
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 I feel like that was
okay,
a very
then could
hard
my
decision.
answer be to continue?
Sure.
To keep going?
Yeah.
To not let us being discouraged stop us from pushing through?
I mean, it's always a big decision if you have to, if you want to take the risk and start anything in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who it was. I think is it Picasso? I just saw it, and it said that, it's like, if you decide, or no, it's to start is the beginning of destroying, but creating something beautiful or something like that.
I mean, even if that's not correct, it
was
sounds
something
nice.
like that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I would say that that's the scariest part. And the scariest thing is, I think the deadliest thing in a business is being discouraged, because I feel like that is where a lot of people just kind of throw in the towel, give up.
Yeah.
Do something else, start to do something else and not put their 100% to their business. And I feel like in the 2.5 years that we've been in business, 2.5 years?
Yeah.
2.5 years we've been in business, we've done a really good job at just sticking to it. And I feel like that's really big.
Yeah, well, it's important to be consistent, and, in anything. I like seeing consistency, in other businesses and in other people. And if they're consistent, I want to hang around, them. And if they're not that consistent and they're up here one week and then down there the next week, it's just kind of like,
I would say another thing that's really scary with a business like ours specifically is trying to evolve as an artist, because I feel like that's what we are. We're artists. It's hard to evolve and worry about whether or not your clients or customers or future clients or customers are going to like the work that you're doing.
Right.
So we've definitely evolved in our style, and it's a very scary thing to do when you have so many past clients,
Mm-hmm.
and you're worried, okay, what if they don't like our work anymore and they don't come back? And it's something that I feel like can discourage a lot of people and make it to where you don't want to make the leap to progress in your business, if that makes sense.
Right. And it's another quote, like, I don't know who, but it's with great, God darn it. With great risk is great reward.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I've heard that one.
I'm sorry. I've been trying to find this quote by Picasso.
It's okay.
And I cannot.
Maybe if you find it after we film, you can put it on.
Yeah, I'll definitely put it out there. But
so yeah, I would say that that's just another big scary one, is evolving your work and hoping that.
And with our line of work, we always have to stay and keep evolving. And if we don't, then we just.
And not even for other people, though, for ourselves, to make sure that we are still enjoying what we do and would be happy if we received the work that we're giving to people.
Yeah. Yeah, but so I feel like a lot of small businesses, especially if they want to succeed, it is important for them to evolve.
Yes.
Take the risk.
Always.
Okay, the next question is, what was our best decision we've made? And I have an answer for that. To start.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a few.
Yeah? Okay, go ahead.
I would say taking the leap in weddings so early on in our career.
Yeah.
Because we were ready and because we were knowledgeable about it. Let me just put that in there. Yes, it was early on in our career, but we knew we were ready. My other thing would be...
We put some TLC into our wedding category.
My other one would be upgrading our gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our cameras have changed our lives for the better. And
our pockets.
and I think the other thing, honestly, would have to be this podcast.
Yeah.
Just because no matter how busy our week is, no matter what time we're able to shoot this, yes, it's for our listeners, but at the end of the day, it's also a time that we get to just like sit down uninterrupted and just talk to each other.
It's a good opportunity to share how we feel and let other people in on that. And I feel like people like it. Yeah. I feel like a lot of other photographers should do the same if they already haven't.
I agree. I think that the podcast would definitely be on my list of like one of the greatest things that we've done. Because I think it's healing for us too, being able to talk about our past like work that we've done.
Yeah.
And also talk about what we want for the future and just help anybody and be the person that we needed when we launched.
Yeah. Yeah. And I said our best decision was to start. Yeah. Because then we wouldn't be where we're at today.
Absolutely.
Now the last and final thing is kind of a questionnaire. So can you guess a couple of reasons on why people have a hard time deciding whether or not to start a business?
Money.
Financial, yeah. Okay. Which it is a big investment. It depends on what kind, but like for ours specifically, we picked a kind of expensive thing to get into. I didn't really realize how expensive cameras were beforehand.
Our whole business is technology.
Yeah.
And our brains, but technology.
It's a very big investment because it's not just cameras. It's lighting equipment, audio equipment, aerial equipment. Did I say lighting? I said lighting equipment.
Yeah,
computers, just
our phones.
I mean, everything. It's just, and technology's not cheap.
No, it's not. So yeah, I would say financials one.
Yes.
Being scared.
Fear of failure.
Yeah. Okay.
JFK said wait.
Here it goes.
The only thing to fear is fear itself.
Amen.
That's a JFK quote, right?
I think so.
Better look that up. I'm big into that, so I better know that.
Yes. Yeah, fear's huge.
The only thing to fear is fear itself. Oh my goodness.
Not JFK.
No, but he quoted that. Okay. I'm so sorry. So let me redo that. Franklin D. Roosevelt said that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Still president.
I'm sorry, because I was thinking of the way that he said it. Mm-hmm. The only thing to fear is fear. Because they all kind of had that accent, back then. So I apologize for that.
I forgive you.
Yes.
In case you were wondering.
But fear of failure. But that's fine. Why would I always want to succeed? I mean, it'd be nice if everybody could always succeed in their life.
I hope we're succeeding right now.
Yeah, but I feel like
you'll never know until you try.
You won't know until you try, and if you do fail, you learned from that failure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
Absolutely.
Do you have another one?
Is there a third?
There's 5.
Okay. Time.
Commitment.
Yeah.
Commitment
to, yeah, I feel like commitment's big.
Yeah.
A lot of people have commitment issues.
Yeah.
So.
Another one. One of them is market uncertainty. And I will say that the market was very uncertain when we started ours.
Because COVID just hit. So it was scary. People were pushing back their weddings because they couldn't get married. People were just not interested in things, the extra stuff. People didn't want to see people in person.
Yeah.
But I do think that we did get into the business at the absolute best time possible.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right after the whole world was shut down, and everyone was like, "All right, let's get back to normal. Let's take family photos. Let's get married. Let's do this."
Oh yeah, everyone for a year and a half or whatever was sad, depressed, and I feel like a lot of families realized how important they care about one another.
Yeah.
And they want to get that, captured. And so
Absolutely.
A lot of them got married and got the family pictures done. And
yes.
So we were there for all that. which was nice.
Thankfully.
Yes.
And we I feel like during that time too, when we first started and everyone was getting their photos and things like that done, that's when we built the majority of the relationships we have now with clients.
Yeah.
Like our lasting clients came from that period because it was just such a great period.
It was a good period.
I've loved every little chapter that we've had so far.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. And then another one is decision paralysis.
I get that.
It's the fear. It's like the fear of too many decisions to make.
Yeah,
and
I get that.
Ugh.
I get that a lot. And I sit at this desk for hours and I just don't do anything. I end up on TikTok or something because the thought of actually getting things done terrifies me sometimes.
Yeah, but
it's normal. It's just when you're overwhelmed.
Say if you get a paper and it's filled with 50 different questions or whatever. You have 50 pieces of paper and each one of them has a different question on it and you spread them out. Yeah, you're going to get a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is just find one, the easiest one first, and get that one done, and then just
it'll
keep
feel
going
so good
and
when you
going
check
and
them
going
off.
and just finish it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I can agree.
But don't just go, this is too much.
I feel like I completely understand though why people have why they take so long or they just never launch a business because of all of those 5 reasons you listed.
Yeah.
It can
No, that's not 5. That was 4.
Oh, because of the 4 that you've listed so far?
Yeah.
It can be terrifying and it can just seem so impossible. And I feel like even I, for a little bit right before we launched, thought this seems impossible. I don't know how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And now here we are 2.5 years later and we are trucking along.
The last thing, but I have patience.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing is lack of a solid business plan. And I say, blech to that.
We didn't have a business plan.
What do you need a business plan for?
We kind of just rolled with it.
You don't need a business plan.
No. I mean, I'm not saying it's not smart to have one. I mean, if you have one, you have one. Good for you.
Yeah, but
it's not impossible to start a business without one.
Right.
Just start. Just do it.
And life changes.
Just do it.
You can literally write down what you feel is the best business plan possible, and then tomorrow the world shuts down. Oh, what happened? Was that in your business plan? No, it was not. Life changes so fast, and I feel like business plan or not, just do it and figure it out.
Yeah, I can agree.
Don't need to plan it.
I can.
Unless you need to, plan when it comes to financially,
yeah.
If I need to get this amount of money before I can buy this equipment or so on. So, but other than that, don't say, well, the market's at 2.2 billion and there's this amount of people in there. So I don't know if maybe I really should. But if I do, I'll go this direction and that direction. And then if that goes that way, come on.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Bite the bullet and do it because it's going to be the best years of your life.
Yes, sir.
This most stressful at the beginning, but worth it. So rewarding.
When you think you signed on to do one job, you end up figuring out later on that you signed up to do at least 20 to 30 jobs.
For you.
You think you're just going to be a photographer and a videographer or a photographer. Next thing you know, you're a marketing manager, social media content creator, website designer, just everything.
Yeah.
Podcast creator and podcaster and
True.
Audio connoisseur, lighting connoisseur.
But at first we just started with taking photos of family and friends.
That's it.
So think about where we started to where we are now.
And we're working our way up and we've come really far, and we didn't do that by having a business plan.
Correct.
So
amen.
Are there any other things that you would like to add?
With decision
making, yes.
I would just say that if you're going into business with someone else, specifically your partner,
hello,
to make sure all important business making that you have is done while you're working and not in your private life. Does that make sense? And we have a hard time doing that.
Yeah.
We have a really hard time doing that. I feel like our business and private life have kind of just merged into one, and we're trying hard to kind of find a balance.
But I feel like there's negatives and positives to that, because I feel like we wouldn't be here without that. You know, I think
Yeah.
we would have stopped a long time ago.
Correct, but I do think that we could work a little bit on our work-life balance.
Yeah, but we're trying that.
Because we'll be on vacation, we'll still be answering clients. And
this
knowing
is
us,
difficult because when you know that somebody's looking for something and then we offer that, it's like, why wouldn't you message back? Like I don't understand that people go, okay, I've been away all this time. I see all the emails and I see all this. I'm going to get back to them next month or next week.
mm-hmm.
I can't do that.
Or like, oh yeah, I take Mondays and Wednesdays off, or Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off. So I'll respond to all emails on Thursday. And it's like, I could not do that.
No.
I don't care where we are. We'll be out to dinner with like family.
Yeah.
And if we get a submission or we get something in, we want to give our clients the respect.
My birthday trip, we booked a quince, right? Is it a quince?
That wasn't on your birthday trip.
Yeah. We
booked a session during your birthday and had it. We went on his birthday trip and came home from the trip on his actual birthday.
Yeah.
And got home, had like 2 hours to relax, and then had a session that night.
Yeah.
Like worked on your birthday.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, we definitely can work on work-life balance, but at the same time, I don't think that we're the type of people to ever stop when it comes to answering people right away.
No.
And working on our birthdays because we just don't care that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are very much like a client's first business.
Yeah.
But I would just say try to keep some type of balance there in decision making.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Because I know we need to work on it, so I should probably tell other people to do it too.
Hey, sir. So other than that, I don't really have anything else.
I don't think I have anything to add to decision making. I think we explained it pretty well how we run.
Yeah. And then it's just to start. You don't need a business plan. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Markets go up, markets go down, but
just make the decision to either do it or don't.
Right.
But if you make this decision to don't, you may regret it.
It's a movie quote. He says it a different way. He says, "Live or die, the choice is yours."
Okay, you and your quotes today on this pod. Very interesting. I'm liking them. Maybe that's what you should just chime in on every podcast with a quote every like couple seconds.
Yeah, I mean.
I have a quote from Cinderella's story.
All right, let's hear it.
Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Which is pretty well with this segment, I would have to say.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good quote.
Thank you. Yeah. Look at me. It's from Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff. That's where I get my quotes.
Hey now.
That's a Lizzie McGuire movie.
Who'd you just say?
Cinderella Story. It's a completely different movie.
It's the same girl, right?
Yes, but it's different. Anyway, that's my quote of the pod this week.
I don't think I have any other ones. I'd really like to find that Picasso quote, though.
Good luck with that. We'll be here until tomorrow if you continue to look. Guys, side note, I got a new tattoo. Should I show my tattoo?
Yeah.
Has to do with the pod, kind of.
With the pod.
I am going to continue to call it the pod. Okay. If you guys can see it, I have a new tattoo on my arm right here. It is a camera. It's actually one of our cameras. I think it's over by you. It's peeling and it's a little gross right now. But look at my new camera tattoo, Vincent. How do you like it?
I love it. It has amazing detail. It's in a good spot. I like it a lot. And it's even with the other one.
Even with the other one. That's all I care about, guys. But yeah, this is my new tattoo.
Yeah.
Very excited. We actually have this camera, which is even better.
Yeah. So it has a lot of meaning behind it.
Yes. Thank you, Dad, for having us do that. Also, look at my new cup. Oh, it's Friends.
Oh.
And it says, "I'll be there for you." And it's Chandler and Joey. Isn't that so cute?
Yeah. I found a quote.
With my Diet Coke. Okay, who's it by?
Picasso.
Wow, shocker.
Which, also, if you didn't know, he died in 1973.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean he died in
He
1973?
was born in 1881, and he died in 1973.
Why did I feel like he was older than, like, my great-great-grandparents?
The Picasso quote is, "Every act of creation is the first act of destruction."
Is that what you said originally?
I think I was alluding to that. I think.
They're both good. I think I liked what you said more. I mean, unless it was the same.
Yeah. But
Maybe you should become a poet. You think you could add that
no,
on
I couldn't.
to your
One of the
day
movies
job?
that Reese wants me to watch is Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, I didn't mean that kind of poet.
But I have a problem with watching a movie and they talk like so. "Thou shalt not be one's oppressor,
No,
be
but-
my lover till death's time is arrived."
Yeah, but it's Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. It's an iconic movie. I wanted to be them for Halloween so bad because I feel like he is obviously perfect for Leonardo DiCaprio. Say hello. Switch. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Facts.
And then I would be a perfect Claire Danes, and it's just one year I'm gonna talk him into doing it. Just for me.
Claire Danes?
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes? What does
So.
she look like?
You have to look up a picture though of the two of them in Romeo and
Claire
Juliet.
Danes?
Because that's the Claire Danes I'm talking about. You're gonna see an older photo of her.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty good, actually. Oh,
So-
yeah, with the nice wings. That's cool.
Right? And then you in the armor.
I don't think I'd wear the armor.
You'd have to wear the armor.
I don't think I'd want to.
It doesn't matter if you want to or not. It's a Halloween costume. And you already have the hair. It's just... Ugh. I just need to talk you into doing it.
I guess so.
Yeah, see? Now he sees the vision.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see one year, maybe.
Maybe next.
Or I could be Jack and you could be Rose.
I do not have red hair. Doesn't she have red hair?
I'm
I'm still down, but like...
Oh, they did a Claire
You're
Danes.
just... What?
Apparently, Claire Danes explains why she turned down Titanic and reveals Leonardo DiCaprio also did too.
She turned down Titanic?
I guess. So what they did was they just replaced her face with Rose.
I kind of like who they have now.
Oh, yeah.
And look, he like walked her down the aisle at her last wedding. Like they're that close.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, I still think that they're going to end up together though. Anyway, are we ready for Snapped?
Oh, my God. I forgot.
I
I'm
didn't.
sorry. I'm
Do
sorry.
we have enough time for Snapped?
We got plenty of time. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
'cause
We got
this-
very off topic. I totally apologize. We got stuck on quotes and Romeo and Juliet and
Claire Danes.
I blame the Lindsay girl or Linza, whatever the heck her name is.
Lindsay Lohan?
No.
Lizzie McGuire?
Yeah, her. I
Okay.
blame her. So I apologize. We will now get to our segment Snapped. Dun dun dun.
Okay, so Vincent has not heard this one.
I never do.
Nope. It's a little bit long, but I'll
Okay.
go through rather quickly.
Yeah.
My summer horror story. This is on Reddit. Are you ready?
Yep.
Today I'm dealing with some seriously stressful shit. This is definitely a long rant, so strap in. Some 2 months ago, I shot a wedding for a bride, let's call her Karen, who used to be a big-time picture editor for a magazine. I was thrilled at first that she picked me, and I was feeling really good about that. Then she did some haggling, and I ended up taking the price covered just to $1,200, which is a fairly cheap wedding for me. But I did it because it's a nice venue, and I hadn't shot there before. On the day, I met with a videographer who was a super nice guy, and we got to speaking about how this bride had been trying to get discounts and saying it's not a proper wedding, just a few friends. Newsflash, Karen, it was a proper wedding with 40 guests in a fancy Edinburgh hotel. Anyway, 6 weeks later, and I'm finally on to editing her photos. I'm feeling pretty good about them considering it was a challenging place to light. Mirrors everywhere, dark, outdoor ceremony with a gray roof cover, etc. After finishing the photos, I felt proud of them. I thought she was going to love these fun shots of them walking down the aisle and lots of natural fun shots. Frustratingly, I could never share a sneak peek online because she specified no social media during the onboarding process. She did not want her photos on social media.
During the what?
Onboarding, like during the contract process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she did not want the photos on social media. I've never really had a couple be verbally unhappy before. Until now. 2 weeks pass, and then she finally gives me a call and says the images are too much contrast. She doesn't like my editing style, and I made her look old. I also didn't do enough cropping. I didn't remove enough objects. She then started saying that there was no hero images.
The hell is a hero
I don't know.
image?
Karen, I took about 50 to 100 portraits of just you. That's what she wanted to add in there. I said to her, "You've booked me based on my style on my website.
Right.
These are exactly the same." She then says, "No, I didn't book you because of your website style. I booked you because you had good packages and you were nice on the phone."
What?
I wrote to the videographer who said she'd been in touch with him as well to arrange a time to sit down together to go through the whole film,
Oh.
which was yet to be made yet.
Good.
I laughed about this. Little did I know what was to come. I, of course, offered to do a complete re-edit with less contrast, some skin smoothing, etc., to make some tighter crops of the group shots. And a few days later, she got back to me, says that she's very upset and would like to do the edit herself with a friend where they can sit together and go through each image and edit herself. She wanted my raws. But because she is clearly a bit unhinged and suffers from anxiety about the way she looks, I decided to agree. I asked her to send me a hard drive and I'll send her the raws. She said she is so anxious about getting the photos that she wants to come to my house today and get the photos. Under the pressure, I agree. In hindsight, this was a terrible idea. So when she arrives, I ask her to sit in the garden while I upload the photos onto her hard drive. The hard drive is a slow one and it takes an hour. So I go down to see her sitting, looking angry at my bushes. I'm like, "Sorry, it's taking a while to transfer over. Do you want a drink?" She asked, "How long?" I said 45 minutes left. She freaks out, says, "I have to go at 3. Can you hop on your bicycle and bring the files over to my place before 3 p.m., which is in 1.5 hours. I said, "You'll have to wait here. I'm busy this afternoon, or I can drop them off tomorrow when it's convenient for me." She says, "I can't wait until tomorrow. I have terrible anxiety. I need my photos now." She then goes on to say, "It's best if you leave me alone," and walks out.
Wow.
I retreat to my home to wait for the photos to be transferred. 45 minutes later, side note, while this is happening, she's walking around my home, roasting in the sun, looking very peed off. Anyway, eventually the files transmitted and I went down to give her the files. She was fairly pleasant and said farewell and left. I pray that's the last I ever have to hear of it. I've never had a bad review, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens.
Yeah.
Just an FYI, make sure brides have checked your style before taking the booking.
Well, I thought that's the whole reason why you book a photographer or a videographer is because you've seen their work, you love their work, and you want your day to look like their work. That sounds like a
Karen.
If your name's Karen, we're not talking about you.
Don't take it personally.
But
I'm named after a candy bar, so really just don't take it personally.
Yeah. But that is a lot. She haggled the photographer and she haggled the videographer as well.
Both of them on the price. And that's the number one comment on here is the lesson to learn here is never work for anybody who disrespects your work by haggling before the work is even done.
Yeah.
And I agree. You knew that she was going to be a problem when she started haggling your prices.
And she said that she loved the packages.
She loved the package pricing.
Because she haggled on it.
Correct. Maybe it's just she was too gullible. She liked that about her. Because she was nice enough to go down on the pricing.
She'd never take advantage of people, though.
As a fellow photographer and videographer, never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, send anybody your raw photos. Ever.
it's
Let them threaten to take you to
it's
court.
not
Don't do it.
right. It's not something that we do.
No, and we will
It
never
is
do.
strictly in our contract. Another thing that is in our contract as well is that we give our clients printing rights
Mm-hmm.
to do whatever. They could post them, do whatever.
Print them.
Share
them.
In our contract, it says that we own the rights and that we can post them on, and we name the social media platforms. Now, there's been instances where a client, they were very nice to us, had asked if we cannot tag them. We were still able to post, but we didn't tag them.
That was for a wedding, but we also had a family photo shoot where they asked not to be posted at all on our website or social media. Remember?
Yeah, and
later on, like a year later, they're like, "We're fine with it now."
And
but
we've respected that. As
long as you're nice about it and you give us a reason,
gotta be nice. If you're and you know what, a Karen, then
that's a different story. I just wouldn't take the booking at that point.
Yeah. She didn't think that she said that it wasn't going to be a full blown wedding.
Yeah, it ended up being 40 people.
40 people, and it was only a few friends.
Yeah, it was 40 people, and they said it was a legitimate wedding when they got there.
And the photographer was happy about it too. She thought she was gonna love them.
Yeah, that's always that hurts my heart because I could just.
She responded back to her and said that it's too much contrast, made her look old. Didn't have
and by the way, everybody,
image.
I didn't add this because I didn't understand it while I was reading it. She's 60. So I would like to add that. This isn't a bride that's like my age.
A hero image is a web design refers to a large attention-grabbing picture with text typically shown in the above the fold area of the web page, directly beneath the web header. Whatever the heck that means.
But did you hear me?
She's 60.
So there's also that.
I guess, but I don't know.
It just seems like a lot of red flags. I think a big red flag to begin with was the price, the haggling of the price.
Yeah.
And then speaking to the fellow the videographer that was there as
well. And wanting to arrange a meeting after the fact before the film was even done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't even know his side of the story.
Her and her friend wanted to go over it.
No. So her and her friend wanted to go and edit the photos themselves. So she wanted the photographer just to give her the raw photos so they could do that.
Okay.
But then the photographer reached out to the videographer, and the videographer said, "Yeah, I haven't even started on the video yet, and she's already requesting to sit down with me and go over all my footage." Wow. So I would love to hear what his side of the story is on what ended up happening with her.
Yeah. We don't send raw photos. We don't send just the straight up videos.
And we have a clause in our contract that says that you have seen our work before, you are okay with our work, and that we can change our work style at any time.
They call it the Spielberg clause.
Yeah. If it feels necessary that certain things have to be done to our style for your specific day, we are allowed to have creative freedom to do so. That's in our contract. Yeah. And we've never had any problems with it.
No, never.
I will say one more comment on here is no discounts, no raws. Always a contract that says no raws, a contract that says your editing style is your editing style.
People just have a hard time, maybe when they see the full price, they just have a hard time, grappling with that price. And I don't think they understand the investment that we've had to put in to get to where we're at. Like I just explained earlier.
It's not just our time.
It's not just our time. We don't just click a button and then put it on the computer and then send it away.
Yeah, but overall, it's just we are not charging you for just our time. It's also for all of the equipment that we have to make sure that we capture your day the way that you
and raw photos, no, because we don't want you to. That's our work. That's our art. Raw video. That's our work. That's our art.
And then what are you going to do? Go and post it after your editing style's on it and then tell people, oh, yeah, this was my photographer. And
they're like, ooh, I'm not booking them.
Why would a professional edit a photo
then word goes around town that you're not that good of a photographer or videographer because the client botched your work.
There's also one more comment on here that's saying that they added a clause on their contract that says if any extra editing after the final product has been given needs to be done, meaning any coloring, anything that you're not happy with, it's cost extra.
Yeah.
For re-edits, it costs extra. I've just never seen that, but
yeah.
So what do you think about?
I guess it just kind of changed a little bit. Kind of changed my mind that she is 60-something years old, and so she is,
It doesn't hurt to be nice to people no matter what
but
your
right.
age is.
Always just be nice. Do your best to be nice. We are all people. We all have feelings, and we all deserve respect.
Amen.
What was she? She was a magazine designer.
Magazine photo editor.
Magazine photo editor.
Photo editor for magazines.
Okay.
There's a better way of saying it.
Yeah. I feel like that lady Karen would have been better picking somebody maybe that she had worked with in the past, or somebody around
But she didn't want to pay for them.
Somebody around her age.
She didn't want to pay for them.
Then I don't know what to tell her.
What I mean?
I don't know what to tell Karen. What do you need, Karen?
Jeez. All right. I think that's it for Snapped.
Yeah.
I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah. So don't get stuck in a sticky situation. If you don't feel good about it, don't do it.
Yeah, always trust your gut. And we have multiple times in our business.
Yeah, we got multiple.
Something
guts.
doesn't feel right, or something just isn't clicking for us. I mean, there's been instances where, say, I'll be in communications with the client, and I'll be relaying like everything over to Vincent, and he'll be like, I don't go any further with it. I'm like, okay. And vice versa.
Yeah. Yep.
If it has to happen, it has to happen.
Sometimes you gotta do it.
Trust your gut always.
Yeah. So that was a good Snapped. Really liked that. Very interesting story. They're all always very interesting.
Yes.
So I would also, while we have a few extra minutes, I would like to say, if you have not already booked your Christmas minis, they are filling up very fast. Our November 12th, we only have 3 spots available left, and that is as of today is Monday the 6th.
Yeah.
So we have 6 days. By the time you're seeing this, it's going to be the 8th. So you're going to have 4 days. So make sure if you want to get that day to book right away.
We also have November 26th, December 3rd, and December 10th available.
And once again, those prices are $165, and those for a family up to 6. And those are for 20 to 30 digitally edited photos, and that is within a 30-minute session. We also do offer families up to 10, and that is for 205, 20 to 30 digitally edited photos, and a 30-minute session. So if you need to get your photos, if you know you have family coming in.
And these are majorly discounted these are
35% off of what our normal priced sessions are, so they definitely are a deal.
Yeah. So schedule your Christmas minis. We'd love to see you this Christmas season. Couples, families, pets.
We love the pets.
Some people are bringing their dogs this year. Bring them all. And you can head over to our Instagram at SNAPPDUO.
Yep.
To book yours.
And also, we just we added 2 new photos to the website. I fixed the website as well because it was messed up.
You fixed it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And we also added 13 new photos to our Google business page. And we found a review that we didn't know, we didn't get notified it was left. So the person who last left us a review, thank you. We appreciate you. And it was an honor. So.
Yes, it was an honor.
What was that face? What are you looking for?
I'm just looking at the picture you added on here.
There you go. See, we're making decisions. Anyway, so
we'll be changing that.
Yeah. So.
I like the other one though.
Yes.
And then also about the whole 13 photos on Google. I don't say that yet. Because the last time I checked, they have to be approved.
Yeah, they have to get approved, so they're pending. So, hopefully they'll be approved by the time you see this video. But if not, make sure you go to our Instagram and subscribe or follow our page. If you're listening on Spotify, we appreciate you. We thank you so much for listening this far. Make sure you follow our page to get notified when we upload a new episode. And then if you are watching this on YouTube, which seems that the majority of people are, we really do appreciate it. Make sure that you are subscribed to get the latest notifications of when we upload a video. Leave a comment, like the video, and we really appreciate you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here for 15 weeks in a row.
Yes, we will see you next week. And if you haven't been here 15 weeks in a row, go ahead and look back at the previous 14 weeks.
Amen.
Yes. So with that, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.